eloquent. And, yes, you should consider Shari's suggestion of becoming a writer. I foresee political nut jobs leaving flaming bags of word poo on your doorstep. Especially when writing only hardcore Luddites could support completely isolationist protectionism. A Luddite is resistant to change. Their support of IP implies there had been a time in the U.S. history when there were no imports of foreign products. Really? Overall, you should be proud of your new blog. Nice job. How about some gold stars? Asterisks will have to do.
The Luddites actually started in Britain about 200 years ago. Living off the land in a log cabin pioneer types are the sort I'm referring to as hardcore Luddites. Ted Kaczynski is the closest example I can think of, my point being the untenability of isolationist protectionism.
Your explanation, justification, really, of the use of Luddites is, interesting. Conservatives? Yes. Luddites? Not so much. I did want to address the suggestion of using the European solution of vocation choosing during secondary school. Ever read Ayn Rand's Anthem? I believe U.S. citizens fear lack of choice more than the actual assigning of career paths. Here, in the U.S., career changing is commonplace and choices are seen as a right. Besides, no one in the middle class wants to risk sliding down a notch on the class scale.
The good old liberty versus security debate. I'm not advocating forcing anyone to take an assigned job they don't want. I'm suggesting we should support students in their natural aptitudes. I'm sure some would object to not getting government support to study whatever they want, but they already do that. I object to not having gotten the support I needed during grade school. At 7 hours per day, and 180 days per year, a student spends 8,820 hours in middle and high school. At 1 hour per day per subject, a student only spends 1,260 of those hours on whatever subject is most valuable for them. That's only 31.5 weeks of an adult's full-time job at 40 hours per week, less than 8 months of formal experience over 7 years. This is not beneficial to the individual students or to the world of business they will enter. America has had public magnet schools for quite a while, and the competition to get into them is usually high, because parents and their kids know it will help accelerate them towards their professional goals. Grade school isn't just a hobby, it's to prepare us to be self-sufficient adults. I'm recommending converting most, maybe all high schools and middle schools to magnets. As schools are now, we are churning out jacks of all trades, masters of none. People may want Renaissance men, but we'd need a lot more classes on logic, philosophy and debate, and frankly I don't think most people are up to that. People like to think highly of themselves, but how many Da Vincis do you know? I would like to see a resurgence in apprentice to journeyman to master, professional hierarchies, including guilds. It was a lot more economically stable than the current near free-for-all where so many lack credibility. Even the Luddites can get behind that. The poor want to be middle class or wealthy, and the middle class want to be wealthy. The wealthy fear becoming middle class or poor, and the middle class fear becoming poor. It's fear and greed. If people are well trained, they have less to fear. The less people have to fear, the more free they are. The more free they are, the more risks they can take. The more risks they take, the greater the chances of attaining excellence. Why not be lazy instead of taking chances on excellence? Satisfying greed. That's meritocracy, America's greatest potential strength.